Did that look like fun or what? I am so glad I live in a country with Second Amendment rights where I can enjoy owning a firearm like this. It is such a blast to shoot. My only disappointment that day, I only took 60 rounds of ammo and I wanted to shoot much more. I guess I was being influenced by all those videos I watched with people's experience saying it was the worst thing they had done buying a 500 Smith and Wesson Magnum. Boy, was I wrong. I was having a great time shooting the gun that day. Hi, Steve here again. I appreciate you joining me today for this first look, first shots with the Smith and Wesson 500 Magnum with a 4-inch barrel. Now I do have some additional ammo arriving tomorrow. I have purchased a new chronograph. I will be going out and doing some ballistic testing in a later video, but this is really going to be pretty short, so let's get right into the video. Back in 2003, Smith and Wesson decided to develop the largest production handgun. The result was the 500 Smith and Wesson Magnum. Before we take a closer look, let me just check this revolver really quick. I had done that before the video, so just to ensure that it has been checked, I'll let you see here. Alright, so the action on this gun is very smooth. It's reminiscent of my .460 revolver I have here. And these seams you see between these different parts of the frame fit very neatly together and seem to almost disappear. Single action trigger pull is exceptional. You take a close look here, I'll just touch it here. You barely touch that trigger and it goes off. Double action trigger pull is not bad as well. It's not gritty at all, it's very smooth. I did do a test on the trigger pull. On the double action trigger pull, it was an average of about 10 pounds, whereas single action was about 3.5 pounds, which is really nice for a single action. The cylinder itself fits very tightly in the frame, spins smoothly, as you can see here. It locks up nicely. When you pull back the hammer, it's consistent with every round. There is just very little play. And for me, that's an indicator that this is a well-made revolver. Also, you'll notice the forcing cone here up next to the cylinder. The gap is very small. That's going to help maintain those pressures when the bullet's going down the barrel. And looking down the barrel of this gun, that 1/2-inch chamber is very intimidating. And I love the way it looks when you look head on at this gun. So what are some downsides of this handgun? Well, let me go over 3 that I've noticed in using this gun. The first one is obvious, it's weight. This is a lot of steel. I weighed it and it weighs 3 pounds 15 ounces. That would be a lot of steel to pack around all day. Now I did find a really nice pancake holster that I like a lot right here. It does hold it up tight, and it has a little bit of a cant, making it comfortable to carry. You can even sit down in a chair and it's still very comfortable. Still though, nearly 4 pounds on your hip, that is a lot of weight. Now one benefit of having a 4-inch barrel, however, is that it is quite a bit smaller than my .460. Now my .460 I have, I'll put them side by side here, is the one with a 5-inch barrel. And although it's only 1 more inch in length, the 500 is a lot easier to carry, I've found. That 1 inch does make a difference. So the second issue really is the cost of ammo. It's a little bit hard to find. I mean, you won't find it sitting on the shelf at most sporting goods stores. You'll probably have to order it online. The cheapest rounds I found were these Precision 1. These were $36 a box of 20, so that's around $1.80 a round. That is pretty expensive to shoot. Lastly, the issue is noise. This gun is very loud. The compensator on the end of the barrel does an amazing job of helping tame the felt recoil. However, the blast from this gun is epic. It never fails. Somebody comes over to me within the first few rounds and says, "What are you shooting?" They want to know what's going off because it's so loud, even in the rifle area. So now let's get into the fun part, actually shooting this handgun. So the first round I shot was with this Armscore ammo. This is 300 grain Smith and Wesson 500 ammo. Now let me be honest with you, it's rated at about 1200 feet per second, but I felt that might be a good way to start and get used to taming the recoil a little bit. So that was the first round I fired here. After that first round, I fired 5 more shots. The recoil was reminiscent of shooting a .44 Special in a .44 Magnum. Yes, it was that light, but it gave me a chance to get some feel for the first shots in this gun. The next ammo I used was this Precision 1. It is 350 grains and rated at 1,725 feet per second. It didn't disappoint. Now this is the budget ammo that I purchased for $36 a box. I thought it wouldn't perform this well. I was really surprised. It was a great buy. And really gave me a better idea of what to expect from the recoil from the Smith and Wesson 500. And lastly, we have some Underwood here. This is the Underwood 350 grain XTP jacketed hollow point, rated at 1,912 feet per second. The recoil jump was quite high, but it was a ton of fun to shoot. But it was very expensive. These were about twice the price of the other cartridges. Well, sadly, after 60 rounds, my shooting time came to an end. So let's get the elephant out of the closet. And I think actually a 500 mag could just take that elephant right out of the closet. It's recoil. It's not as bad as you might think. I expected a lot more out of it. I was very surprised it was as manageable as it was. Now there's some things in the design I think that helped that a whole lot, especially with this particular model. The Hogue style grips here and this compensator on the end do a great job of assisting you with mitigating recoil, and the felt recoil really was not as bad as I expected, especially after watching all these videos previously about the 500 Magnum. So now after shooting this, I think I'm addicted to 50 caliber handguns. They are just so much fun to shoot. Of course, I realize there's hotter rounds out there. I just didn't have them available to me. I do have some 500 grain ammo that's going to be here shortly, so we'll do that when we do the ballistic testing. But with the rounds I had, it wasn't bad at all. So why, from a practical aspect, would I purchase this handgun? Practical aspect, I probably wouldn't have purchased it if I was trying to be practical. I already have a .460 Magnum, and that's more than capable of doing anything I'd ever want to do as far as hunting. It has a little bit longer barrel, which makes it a good option for that. And it's very enjoyable to shoot. It's more affordable to shoot too because you can shoot different cartridges. In the .460 you can shoot a .45 Colt Long, or a .460 Magnum, or a .454 Casull. And with the .460 Magnum I could really do just about anything I wanted, and it does have a nice level of recoil. Also, from a self-defense type of caliber, this would not be a good cartridge for self-defense. Now, if you had to take out a whole gang of really bad guys, and you got them to all line up, you could probably take out 5 or 6 of them just with one shot. I think it would probably go through 3 or 4 walls, through a brick wall, before the bullet finally came to rest. There would be some collateral damage, I'm sure, especially if it was in a populated area. So it's definitely not something I'd want to use in a self-defense situation. I think, however, if you're headed to Alaska or Africa, this might be a good sidearm to carry. I think it would take down about anything you'd run into. I can't imagine a grizzly bear surviving this with a carefully placed shot, and even a large African game. I can't imagine taking one of these rounds and walking away from it if you place the bullet correctly. If, however, you're like me, you really enjoy recoil, you've dreamt of having a 50 caliber, the largest production handgun available, this will put a smile on your face every round. This gun won't disappoint you. It is so much fun to shoot. I appreciate you watching this video. I'll be following it up with a video 2, giving you some ballistic information as soon as that other ammo arrives and I can get out to the range again to do that. I'm very interested at seeing how this 4-inch barrel will affect the ballistics of each of the cartridges. Also in the next video I'll be doing, it'll be on the Rossi Brawler. This is a .45 Colt 410 shotgun shell pistol. I'm excited to shoot that as well. I haven't shot it before. I do have a personal story behind why I purchased it, which I'll share with you. But I think it's going to be a lot of fun to see how well that performs. And that is a very budget-friendly gun. If you're looking at getting into some big bore guns, you just want something fun to shoot, that might be a great option for you. Thank you for joining me for a few minutes today. Hey, if you like this video, if you'd hit the subscribe or like button, that really helps me out a lot. Also, if you have any questions or comments, I appreciate it if you'd share your knowledge, comment below. I'll do my best to get back to you just as soon as I can. But until the next video, I hope you have a great week and enjoy your day.